Let's be honest, we've all had that dream, haven't we? That little spark of an idea for the perfect spot, a place that's all ours.
You know the one I'm talking about. Maybe it's that super cozy cafe with the absolute best coffee in the neighborhood, or a really cool bar with killer cocktails, or maybe a restaurant that serves up your family's secret recipes. It's an amazing dream to have. But turning that dream into a business that actually lasts, well, that's a whole different story.
So let's get real for a second and dive into the truth about the food and beverage world. Because here's the thing, passion is awesome, but it's just not enough to guarantee you'll succeed. The numbers, well, they paint a pretty tough picture.
Check this out. A staggering 60% of new F&B businesses don't even make it past their first birthday. Poof, gone within just 12 months.
And what about the ones who do survive that first year and want to grow? You'd think it gets easier, right? Nope. The challenge gets even bigger. A full 70% of expansions fail. And it's not because the idea was that. It's almost always because of poor planning and execution. And this one is the real kicker. The day-to-day grind is relentless. 90%, yeah, you heard that right, almost everyone is constantly struggling with rising costs, chaotic operations, and that never-ending search for good people. It is a constant battle. And all of this, it brings us right to the heart of the matter, the brutal F&B truth. It's this massive, massive gap between having a fantastic idea and actually running a business that can survive. Think of it like this. Over here, you've got all the passion and the vibes, the amazing interior design, the incredible food, the perfect ambiance. That's the dream part. But over on this side, you've got what actually pays the bills. A solid, battle-tested plan that's built on smart strategy, real data, and just flawless execution. You can't have one without the other. You absolutely need both to win. So with all this chaos, how on earth do you navigate it? Well, it really starts with a shift in how you think about getting help. You don't just need a consultant to give you advice, you need a real partner, someone who's right there in the trenches with you. And this is a super important distinction. Look, anyone can give you advice or tell you about theories from a textbook, but someone who has actually built, run, and grown restaurants themselves, they don't just talk. They deliver actual, tangible results because they've already lived through all the mistakes. We're talking about an F&B operator, and that's not just some fancy title. It means a partner who has that hard-earned, real-world experience, someone who literally rolls up their sleeves and gets to work, whether that's building a place from zero or turning around a business that's struggling to stay afloat.
Okay, so let's get into the good stuff, the solutions. We're going to look at a kind of a secret recipe for success, one that's built specifically for the super competitive Malaysian market. And it's designed to fix the most common problems that F&B owners run into. So what are those big problems? They almost always fall into 4 buckets. First, jumping in with no real plan. Second, getting completely tangled up in endless red tape. Third, having constant people problems. And fourth, just chaotic, messy execution that costs you time and money. The very first ingredient in this recipe is a rock-solid strategy. And this means no more guessing games. We're talking about deep market insights, actually analyzing the local competition and foot traffic. It's about smart positioning, smart pricing, and having a clear, step-by-step roadmap so you always know what's next. It gives you control. All right, next up, we have to talk about this silent killer of so many F&B dreams, especially here in Malaysia, and that is red tape. All those permits, all those licenses, all those compliance headaches, they can literally suffocate a business before it even opens. A real partner cuts through all of that for you. A restaurant is really just a group of people. It's nothing without a great team. So the third pillar is manpower. And this isn't just about sticking a help wanted sign in the window. It's the whole process, sourcing the right people, screening them, interviewing them, and building a trained, motivated team that is ready to go from day one. And then there's this, which is basically the ultimate turnkey solution. It's the build, operate, transfer model. An expert team takes your idea, builds it into a real place, runs all the daily operations until it's running smoothly and making money, and then they hand you the keys. You get to step into a profitable business, not the chaos of starting one. Now, a great plan sounds wonderful, but you know what they say, right? The proof is in the pudding. A strategy is only as good as the results it actually delivers. And this is where it gets really interesting. We're not talking about small tweaks here. We're talking about saving 10 to 12,000 ringgit a month on food costs.
recovering up to 27% in profit for an outlet, making your table turnover 2.8 times faster. These aren't just theories. These are real, measurable results you can see in your bank account. So it really gets you thinking, doesn't it? If you're going to bring someone on board to help make your F&B dream a reality, what should you even be looking for in a partner? Here's what really matters. You want someone with proven frameworks, not just fluffy ideas. Someone who is laser-focused on performance and results. You need a partner who is physically on the ground with you, not just a face on a Zoom call. And most importantly, someone whose expertise comes from being in the grind themselves. Which leaves us with one last really important question to ask yourself. Is your F&B dream built only on passion and good vibes? Or is it backed up by a tough, battle-tested plan that's ready for the real world? Because honestly, the answer to that question could be the difference between just dreaming and actually succeeding.